Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. So I wanted to give you an update on what's going on with the truckers. So they have left and they're heading out on their slow roll, which is then going to converge on Ottawa on the 28th of January. So I'm going to show you some of the footage just to show you the kind of support that they're getting from the public. And also I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the problems they're running into, what their end goal is, and what I think could possibly come out of this. Amazingly, Global News covered this without putting a negative spin on it. Freedom convoy of truckers opposing vaccine mandate leaves Metro Vancouver for Ottawa. The intent is to go right across the country and try to affect change within the government. The mandates need to end for everybody because the mandates they have now put into effect is going to affect everybody, not just the truckers. Colin Valentim, a truck owner-operator, said he will be helping lead the convoy to Calgary. Valentim, who wouldn't say if he had been vaccinated, but stressed he is not anti-vaccine in general, said he didn't think the policy would change any truckers' minds. Yeah, I'm sure it won't. I'm against being told you will do this or lose your job. It's not at all about being against vaccines. I have lots of vaccines. I've traveled extensively around the world. Supporter Errol Poba, who said he planned to unfurl a large banner in support of the truckers over Highway 1, said he hoped the rally sent a message to the Liberal government. Frankly, I'm hoping they completely shut down Ottawa, and specifically Parliament Hill, just based on all of this way over the top COVID restrictions and lockdowns and mandates and masks. And quite frankly, what I find most offensive is going after the kids. Poba argued that the vaccines aren't working and that the so-called cure is a hell of a lot worse than the disease. While the COVID vaccines have not proven effective at preventing transmission of the Omicron variant, data shows they remain highly effective at preventing severe outcomes, with unvaccinated people being hospitalized, admitted to intensive care units, and dying at a rate many times higher than the fully vaccinated. I'm sure you've heard that about 1,000 times. I know I have. On Saturday, the Canadian Trucking Alliance issued a statement saying that it strongly disapproves of any protests on public roadways, highways, and bridges. CTA believes such actions, especially those that interfere with public safety, are not how disagreements with government policies should be expressed. Well, do you have a better idea? Because the government hasn't been listening to anything anyone is saying. They have just a steamroller policy. Members of the trucking industry who want to publicly express displeasure over government policies can choose to hold an organized, lawful event on Parliament Hill, or contact their local MP. Everybody's already done that. They've been doing that for the last 2 years, holding lawful events on Parliament Hill and contacting their MPs. Nobody's listening. What is not acceptable is disrupting the motoring public on highways and commerce at the border. I would say that blocking 50% of American truckers from entering the country is disrupting commerce at the border. So first of all, they've gotten an enormous amount of support from the public. So this was in Vancouver as they were pulling out. There's tons of people. It's like makes you emotional. Canada has been kind of passive up until now, but not right now. Tons and tons of support. Oh my God, I get so emotional seeing this. It's been a hard 2 years. There's a lot bottled up, let's just say. So that was Vancouver. Here, this is from Salmon Arm. This is from Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Freedom, did you hear that?
Wow. So many cars.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Oh. Did everyone in Salmon Arm come out? Wow.
Looks like it.
Wow.
So many.
Oh.
Everybody's so happy.
Oh my gosh.
So many.
Wow, wow.
Incredible.
Look at that.
Also, Saskatchewan. Crowd gathers at North Portal to protest against vaccination mandates for truckers. So it's literally in every single province. Alberta as well, although I don't have the footage up. This is from the Nova Scotia, New Brunswick border. Look at this. Wow, it's just absolutely all across Canada. So many people supporting this and coming out. Wow. A lot of support. And Quebec as well. Slow roll protest planned by Quebec truckers against COVID-19 vaccination mandate. Now, it's not just the mandate for the truckers. They're protesting against mandates in general, just so you know. And basically against how this has been handled, this pandemic, the way our governments have been ruling by decree. It's not just about the truckers. The spokesperson for the Quebec continent contingent, I'm sure they mean, Joanie Pelchat, says the province's convoy will begin at the Canada-US border crossings. You know, it's funny, I heard that also some American truckers are going to be joining in. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I heard. The drivers behind the cause plan to drive below the speed limit or slow roll to denounce what they describe as an unfair practice. Yeah, I mean, you guys know they're blocking all the unvaccinated truckers from coming into Canada, which is going to cut the amount of truckers coming in by about half. Plus, it's going to be about 15% of Canadian truckers that won't be able to cross the border. So that's a big decrease. Now, here's something that I found. This is a declaration of what their intentions are. You do not fuck with the people this hard and this long and not expect a response. Lock down Ottawa. So the truckers are going to lock the city down for a change instead of it being the government doing it. Truckers Canada-wide are converging in Ottawa. We will all stay there until all mandates and restrictions are lifted. See, it's not just about trucker vaccine mandates. It's a little bit more than that. Thousands of trucks and vehicles will be surrounding Parliament Hill and blocking off access to Ottawa, demanding an end to the lockdown and all COVID-19 mandates and restrictions. The time has come. This ends now. What you gonna do, Justin? So, yep, they're asking for Canada to basically do what the UK, what England and Ireland have already done. But the way they're going to demand it is basically by putting Ottawa under a kind of siege. They've got an enormous amount of support from the public. As I mentioned, they have a fundraiser on GoFundMe, which as of today had raised $2.8 million plus, and it's probably higher by now. So tons and tons of donations are coming in. However, there's been already a bit of a problem, which doesn't surprise me at all, considering it's GoFundMe. I was actually surprised that they use GoFundMe, because GoFundMe has a long history of shutting things down when they don't like what it is. So this is from Big Red on Twitter. I'd like you to hear what he has to say about the problems that they've been having.
Canada, I need your help. We got a 911 situation here. We are getting a ton of pressure on GoFundMe because of the liberal left in Canada to label Freedom Convoy 2022 as a terrorist organization or a violent organization, which we are none of the above. So due to some recent tweets now from the Liberal command, the little doggy that Trudeau has a leash on, that your butts, we need some help. We need you guys to step up to the plate once again, put pressure on GoFundMe. GoFundMe needs to know that we are not a organization. We are not violent at any means. We are standing up for the rights and freedoms of Canadians here by having these mandates taken away. We want them gone. We are threatening the very livelihood of Mr. Justin Trudeau sitting in his little fancy socks hut. He doesn't want to see us, and he's doing everything he can to stop that right now by using his powers on the left. So, guys, reach out to GoFundMe, send your emails, do whatever you got to do. I need this shared. I need this stitched. I need this shared on Facebook. I need it shared as many possible ways as you can. We need this out, and we need it out right away, please. Guys, this is our one chance. If we fuck this up, I don't know when we're going to get another one. And the way things are going right now, they're fighting like hell to keep us from coming there. So do what we got to do. We've got this. Come on, guys. We do this. Thanks.
So, yeah, he used the T word. Now, there's already a law that you're not supposed to screw up traffic on the highway, but it's not considered terrorism. It's considered some kind of a nuisance and you get fined. But I wouldn't be surprised if the government, went further and declared this protest something more serious. I mean, it's possible. Hey, it's the next day. The story is evolving extremely quickly. So I need to add a few things in to give you the update. So yesterday, there was that video up where the guy was saying they were being threatened with having their GoFundMe taken down. The T word was being used. And I'm happy to report, as of today, the 24th, there's an update regarding the GoFundMe. I received a notification stating that our withdrawals are being held pending review with a short list of things to correct this, which simply entails updating the GoFundMe description with the following information. One, if we are related to the persons we're raising money for, and B, withdrawal plans to get the fund from our account to the beneficiaries, and C, how the funds will be spent. I wanted to make you aware of this, as you will see the description in the GoFundMe will be changed to reflect this request. Once I have that step completed, we will be good to go. And second, I met with the accountant and two fantastic bookkeepers this afternoon. We will be holding a committee meeting this evening to formalize a small finance board of volunteers to make sure all funds are properly accounted for and dispersed. On the advice, I contacted the bank and was able to get things set up properly from that end. This enables us to accept e-transfers now, as a lot of you have expressed concerns or hesitancy with the GoFundMe. I have created a new email account linked to this account with auto deposit, and so there is the address. Thank you all for stepping up and helping me with this. I've been able to form a very professional and efficient team. So that's good news for them. I was worried. I had actually said to Lara yesterday, before I saw that video, the guy saying what had happened with their GoFundMe, I had said to Lara, I wouldn't be surprised if they take their GoFundMe down and accuse them of being the T word, because that's what happens these days, if you go against the grain. So good news, GoFundMe is up and running. Now, more good news, they actually have a lot of support, including from some politicians. So you can't just say this is some fringe group of radicals. I mean, they have a lot of support. Look at this. Toronto Star saying convoy of truck drivers protesting vaccine mandates continue to trek to Ottawa as supporters praise modern day blue collar soldiers. I mean, that's pretty positive press, considering. And here's what I really want you to see. Joining the truckers in protesting the mandate was Alberta Premier Jason Kenney, who tweeted photos of empty grocery store shelves sent to him from across Alberta and said he was on the phone with U.S. governors this morning who share my concerns. We're working on a joint letter to the president and the prime minister urging them to use common sense and the policy that has taken thousands of trucks off the road, said Kenney on Monday. So this is his tweet here. I'm getting pictures like this from grocery stores across Alberta this morning. Empty, empty, empty. Oh my gosh. This is turning into a crisis. It requires immediate action by the Canadian and U.S. governments. That's pretty bad. I'll tell you, it's not like that here in Montreal yet. But this is really happening in Canada. Completely empty. It's horrible. So here's where he says, I'm on the phone with U.S. governors this morning who share my concerns. And so they're working on this. Because I had kind of a bad feeling about it. I was like, man, they're just going to do what they always do. They're going to say these truckers are crazy radicals. They're going to call them the T word. They're going to take their funding down. Who knows what's going to happen when they get to Ottawa? They're going to like encircle it by some wide perimeter, including the towns outside, like approximately at like Aylmer and Canada sort of level perimeter. Oh, what's going to happen when the truckers get there? What kind of weapons are the government going to use against them? Crowd control weapons? Sound cannons? Are they going to bring in the army? I was kind of nervous, because everybody's heading out and it's all good vibes. Everybody's happy. Kind of reminds me of when people go into battle. And everybody's like, yay! And then what's going to happen when they get there, though? I was worried. I think that the fact that they have support from someone like the Premier of Alberta and U.S. governors does help their cause. Because the way I see it, the Trudeau administration, they just see this as a win-lose situation. They don't want to back down. They're hell-bent on enforcing these mandates. 2 years in, they refuse to be flexible. It's very important to them, for some reason, to have their way and to not yield 1 inch. That's what I think. So I would tend to think that they wouldn't yield to these demands. But, Trudeau isn't the king of Canada. So if there's pressure from other people in the government and also coming from the US side, I mean, look what just happened with the OSHA mandates in the US. That was taken to court. So, let's be optimistic. Let's hope that this helps our situation here and restores our democracy so we don't have more and more years of our premiers just ruling by decree and kind of holding everybody hostage. So that's it. That's the update for now. And I hope you found that useful. Thanks for joining me in the chat. And thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.